Have you ever wondered how the Pyramid of Gizas were built with such precision and built over 4,500 years ago during old ancient Egypt, and how they keep fascinating people today? Despite centuries of research and study, many questions about the construction of the pyramids remain unanswered. The exact methods and techniques used by the ancient Egyptians to build these monumental structures continue to stun historians, archaeologists, and engineers to this day. Some of the mysteries surrounding the pyramids include how they were built with such precision, how the massive stone blocks were transported and lifted into place, and what their purpose and symbolism were for the ancient Egyptians. Theories abound about the use of ramps, pulleys, or even aliens, and other advanced technologies that would have been required to accomplish such an impressive feat of engineering. Despite the many theories and speculations, the true origins and construction techniques of the pyramids remain a mystery, and continue to captivate the imagination of people around the world. These are the top 5 theories on how the Great Pyramid of Gizas were built. Number 1. The Ramp Theory. The ramp theory is one of the most widely accepted theories regarding the construction of the pyramids of Egypt. According to this theory, the pyramids were built using a series of ramps that were used to transport the massive blocks of stone up the sides of the pyramid during construction. This theory is supported by a large body of archaeological evidence and has been studied extensively by researchers over the years. The basic idea behind the ramp theory is that workers built a series of ramps that were used to move the massive blocks of stone up the sides of the pyramid. As the pyramid grew taller, workers would build new ramps that spiraled up to the next level of the pyramid. The ramps were made of mud brick or stone and were wide enough to accommodate the workers and the blocks of stone. There is a significant amount of evidence to support the ramp theory. For example, archaeologists have found evidence of ramp systems at a number of pyramid construction sites. In addition to physical evidence, there is also written evidence that supports the ramp theory. Ancient Egyptian texts describe the construction of the pyramids and mention the use of ramps in the building process. For example, the ancient Egyptian text known as the Westcar Papyrus describes the construction of the Pyramid of Khufu and specifically mentions the use of ramps in the building process. Despite the evidence in support of the ramp theory, there are still some questions and controversies surrounding the theory. For example, it is not entirely clear how workers would have been able to build ramps that were tall enough to reach the top of the pyramid. Some researchers have suggested that workers may have built multiple ramps that converged at the top of the pyramid, while others have suggested that workers may have used scaffolding to build the upper levels of the pyramid. Despite these uncertainties, the ramp theory remains the most widely accepted theory regarding the construction of the pyramids of Egypt. It is a testament to the ingenuity and skill of the ancient Egyptian builders, who were able to construct some of the most impressive structures in the world using nothing more than simple tools and brute force. Theory number 2, the slave labor theory. The idea that the pyramids were built using slave labor is a widely debated topic among archaeologists and historians. While there is some evidence to support the theory, recent research has challenged the idea that the construction of the pyramids relied on the use of enslaved workers. The evidence for the slave labor theory comes from a variety of sources, including ancient texts, tomb inscriptions, and the remains of workers found in and around the pyramid sites. Many of these sources describe the use of forced labor in the construction of the pyramids, and there is no doubt that the ancient Egyptians relied on a system of corvée labor, in which citizens were required to perform unpaid work for the state. However, the theory of slave labor is not what it seems. Additionally, there is evidence to suggest that the workers who built the pyramids were provided with food, clothing, and medical care, and were even given a form of workers' compensation in the event of injury. One of the key challenges to the slave labor theory comes from the sheer scale of the pyramid construction projects. To build these massive structures using only slave labor would have required an enormous workforce, far larger than any population that could have been sustained by the Nile Valley at the time. This has led some researchers to suggest that the construction of the pyramids relied on a system of conscripted labor, in which citizens were required to work on the construction projects for a set period of time each year. Theory number 3, the aliens theory. The aliens theory, also known as the ancient astronaut theory, is a controversial idea that suggests that extraterrestrial beings visited Earth in ancient times and played a significant role in shaping human history. According to this theory, these aliens may have provided advanced technology and knowledge to early civilizations, such as the ancient Egyptians who built the pyramids and were worshipped as gods. Supporters of the aliens theory point to various pieces of evidence, such as ancient artwork and texts that depict strange creatures that resemble modern depictions of aliens. They also point to various unexplained architectural feats, such as the construction of the pyramids, which they believe could not have been accomplished without the help of advanced technology. However, most mainstream scientists and historians reject the aliens theory, arguing that there is no concrete evidence to support it. They point out that the evidence cited by supporters of the aliens theory can often be explained by more mundane explanations, such as misinterpretations of ancient texts and artwork or natural phenomena that were misunderstood by ancient people. Critics on the aliens theory argue that the idea that aliens visited Earth in ancient times is based on a lack of understanding of human history and technology. They point out that many of the architectural and technological feats attributed to aliens, such as the construction of the pyramids or the creation of the Nazca lines, can be explained by the ingenuity and hard work of ancient people. Some outgoing critics argue that the aliens theory is often used to promote pseudoscientific and conspiratorial ideas, such as the belief that the government is covering up evidence of extraterrestrial visitation or that aliens are secretly controlling human societies. Number 4, the sound wave theory. The sound wave theory of how the pyramids of Egypt were built is one of the more controversial theories out there. It suggests that the ancient Egyptians used sound waves to levitate and move the massive stone blocks that were used to construct the pyramids. The theory proposes that workers would have used large horns or other sound-producing instruments to create vibrations that would have lifted the stones off the ground and moved them into place. Supporters of the sound wave theory point to the fact that sound waves have been shown to have the ability to levitate small objects. It is also known that sound waves can create resonance, which can cause objects to vibrate and even break apart. It is thought that the ancient Egyptians may have used this knowledge to their advantage when building the pyramids. But still, critics on the sound wave theory argue that there is no evidence to support it. There are no records of the ancient Egyptians using sound waves to build the pyramids. The size and weight of the stone blocks used to construct the pyramids would have made it extremely difficult to move them using sound waves. Even if it were possible to lift the stones using sound waves, it is unlikely that they would have been able to move them any great distance. Theory number 5, the water shaft theory. The water shaft theory is a fascinating theory about how the pyramids of Egypt were built. This theory proposes that water was used to transport the massive stone blocks used in the construction of the pyramids. The water would have been channeled to the construction site from the nearby Nile River through a series of underground channels, known as water shafts. The theory was based on the analysis that internal structure of the Great Pyramid of Giza, which was believed showed evidence of a water transport system. It is proposed that the water shafts were used to transport the blocks of limestone from the quarries to the construction site, and then up the pyramid to their final location. The water was used to lubricate the path of the massive stone blocks, making them easier to transport. The blocks would have been placed on sledges or rollers and then moved along the wet ramp created by the water. The water would have been channeled through the water shafts using a system of pumps and sluice gates. A key piece of evidence of the water shaft theory is the presence of a series of channels and basins around the base of the pyramid, which could have been used to collect and channel water from the Nile to the construction site. Despite the intriguing evidence supporting the water shaft theory, it remains controversial among Egyptologists and archaeologists. Some experts have pointed out that there is no direct evidence of water being used in the construction of the pyramids, and that the water shafts may have had other purposes, such as providing ventilation or serving as escape routes in case of emergency. Overall, the water shaft theory remains a fascinating and intriguing idea about how the pyramids of Egypt were built. Whether or not it is true, it serves as a reminder of the incredible engineering skills and resourcefulness of the ancient Egyptians. We've talked about the most interesting theories on the Pyramid of Giza and how it was built, but now tell us down below what you believe and how they were actually built. If you enjoy this content and do tell us what you want to see next, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.